thumbs up. I don't see a number for people, but thank you for being here already. Oh, I meant to turn my thermostat down. I'll be right back. Because I do think I'm gonna start sweating today. It's like 70 something outside, but it is very, very humid outside. So let me pull out this chair so I can then move my complexion stuff after I put that on. I'm gonna go ahead and do the intro, give YouTube time to notify people, or for people to just come in, because I do have a habit of backtracking when someone comes in, and I don't always, well, I don't know, because I want people to know what I'm doing. That's the reason. I am pulling out brushes. Excuse me, I've been doing my concealer different, but we're just going to go ahead and do the intro as I get going with that. And then once there's people here, we will start with the eye look. Hey, Alexandra, Sunday fun day. Is it Sunday where you are? It's Monday here. We're ahead of you. Yes, Monday over here. Thank you for being here. I'm going to do the intro, and then we're going to get started with the look. Hello and welcome. It's your Sunday. Where are you in the world? I forget. I don't know if I had asked you that before. This is the, let me start off with my lip stuff because my lips are dry. The City Beauty Plumping Lip Oil. They're going to put that on. You head off today. So back to work tomorrow. What country are you in? I'm always like amazed at how social media brings us together no matter where we are in the world. This is the City Beauty Brightening Eye Cream. Hello and welcome. I know I just said that to those who are catching the replay. Hey, Sarah. My name is Dion, and I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? The crazy, just knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you how you should act, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. I'm here to say just be who you are. And the troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. Hey, Grace. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, tool, or technique. Y'all, this is getting darker, but only on this side. Use whatever you want to use, however you want to use it to get your to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never because you feel like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing something. So that's what we stand for here. Two things for the replay crew and or those who have not heard my intro before. There's two things to know about me. I do curse sometimes because I curse. And there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. I try to be aware of it so that I can say, excuse me. And sometimes one or two does get past me. If you guys saw that, excuse me for not being quicker with that comment, which was completely inappropriate for this channel. But so I am nauseous today, but at least it's not a migraine. And yeah, the cycle will be here Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And so I did have some ginger ale today. Not that that might help, but you blocked the comment. Yeah, I deleted it on my end. If they pop back in, let me see. Let me just remove him altogether. Yeah, I'm going to put him on a timeout for 24 hours. So we should not see anything else from that person. So yeah, I apologize for that. That was like the worst comment I've had so far. Like, I'm just like, really, dude? Or chick or whoever. So this is what I've been doing again with my concealer, putting on eye cream and then putting on concealer first. Yeah, putting on concealer first and then putting on the eye cream and then going in with foundation or primer foundation for the face and not putting foundation directly under my eye. I did that before and I liked it. And then I got away from it, but I don't know if it's just stuff is changing face wise, or if my under eye is just being more disrespectful some days than other days. Oh, this got spilled some on my shirt. I really don't know. But so I started doing this again. And cause my under eye, y'all, I just have wrinkles. And even when I sleep well, like I've had wrinkles since I was like in my late 20s. Like I've always had wrinkles. Are they any better or any worse? I don't know. Hey, Tanya. I don't know, but they've always been there. And this double bag, I've always had this double bag even as a kid. And so, yeah, so certain things, like when people say, oh, my aging skin, I'm like, well, my skin must have always been aged if you want to go off of wrinkles or bags, because I've always had them, like always, since I was a kid. Just like I've always had this puffiness going on. Here's a question for y'all. I mentioned it in a video I did earlier today, but you will see that, I think, Friday. Today, hey Janet, today is actually the last look with Petalmorphosis. I didn't title it as that because you're going to see 3 more looks from the last couple of days, from today and I think 2 other days. But here's my question. And so I asked it in the video I did today, but you won't see that till Friday. Like, y'all know I purchased this with the intention of not keeping it. And I was curious about it and what I could do with it. And this makes look number 20 that I've done using this palette. So I do feel like I've done everything. Well, not everything, but I do feel like I did my best to see what I can do with it. And so I was wondering, like, how to go about getting rid of it, because yes, I could put it in my Macari store. And I was kind of trying to gauge where all of you were before when I asked if, hey Dawn, if anyone was interested in it and didn't buy it, or, you know, what are your thoughts about it? Most of you were like, nah. And so that's what's making me question, like, should I do a giveaway for this palette, having used it 20 times? And if we do one final look as the giveaway video, that'll be 21 times. I do have makeup sanitizer spray. Excuse me, so I would definitely spray it. But what do y'all think about that? Like, would anybody here be interested in a giveaway of this palette? Because y'all were like, yeah, no, I don't want it. I'm not interested in it. And I do know Bestie and Janessa already have it. Well, y'all know that too, because we did a collab with it. And so let me know what your thoughts are on that, because it's really just like, nah, then I'll just put it in my Macari store. Yeah, y'all were like, nah, not feeling it. But which I totally understand. I think a members only giveaway. I'm not going to do a members only giveaway because, Tanya, for YouTube, if you do anything like special prizes or giveaways just for members only, YouTube considers that as buying your members. And I'm not going to jeopardize my channel for that. And if you look at people's channel perks, it's never nothing like blah, blah, blah. But I have seen it for Patreon. You know, if you join this level, you get 5 entries, blah, blah, blah. But YouTube, no. They will ding you for that and maybe even take your channel down for that because it looks like you're buying subscribers. Oh, members. Oh, members get this and that, so people will join the membership. Hey, Christine. And so, no, I'm not. I would never do that because I'm not trying to jeopardize my channel. So if I did it, it would be for everybody. I'm just asking here to see what your thoughts are on it because you're here right now. I've also been using again the Estee Lauder because yes, I'm just trying to figure out what to do with it. Like, is it worth it to do a giveaway with it, or just put it in my Macari store? Next Monday, I didn't schedule it yet. It's going to be our April and May beauty budget update, as well as our roundup for May. And you already know it's going to be a lot of this palette paired with other palettes. But yeah, I think I have like 16 other palettes though that I used. But yeah, so that is that right there. So I'm just looking at my under eye. So does anybody else have an opinion other than Tanya on if I should do a giveaway for this palette? I'm just patting out the lines and wrinkles. I don't get when people say fine lines. I'm like, look, lines are lines to me. Like, my lines are just, I mean, I know I'm fine because all of us trolls are amazing. But I'm just like, lines are lines. So I'm just smoothing them out before I powder down. The Petalmorphosis palette, the one that I am using today and that I've been using for a while because I've been doing the Petalmorphosis Plus series. And the Plus is the whatever palette I was pairing it with in that video. And so yeah, so I have a lot of content using this palette. I purchased it because I wanted to see like what it could do, and I think I accomplished that goal. Like, what do y'all think? Do y'all think I accomplished that goal? Yo, I got a lot of mileage from this palette in a short period of time, which was my intention. And so, and it's only, I do like 99% of the looks I've done with it, but then I say, like, could I have done this with more punch with, you know, my lethal shadows? You know what I mean? I did not really find like any exact dupes within my stash when I did try to dupe it out. Thank you, Sarah. She says goal accomplished. But the looks, even the light looks and the monochromatic looks I did that I like, it's like, would I really do that? You know what I mean? Like on a regular basis, and the answer is no. And so it's like, because I thought a while back, I thought, what if I just keep it for pairing with other palettes? But then I'm like, I really don't think I would reach for this for pairing against like my Notoriously Morbid, my Lethal, you know what I mean? My MAC palette, that type of thing. So I'm just trying to tap off this extra powder from in here. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think about that. Like, if y'all are just not interested, then I'll just put it in the store. And then we'll just move on to the next thing. Am I going to get, oh, hell no, Janet. That thing, I don't, no. I don't even know what that is. I'm just like, I don't know. And I'm trying to picture it in my mind. And I remember when I first seen it, I was like, look at my double bag, y'all. It's like, how y'all doing today? I was like, what is this thing? No, I will not be getting that at all. If it had something like more deeper shades in it, I might be tempted because I do like Lethal's formula. But the whole thing to me is just too light, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna get it. And also, do you plan on getting it, Janet? And what else do I want out here? Nothing. So I'm going to move this so I can move the mirror closer, so I'm not like all the way over here. No, and I already feel myself cutting down on, and not that I shop a lot. I was going to get a Notoriously Morbid palette, not for you, me neither, because you like color too. I just pulled these two random. These are both from MAC. This one is Stay the Night, and this one is Pool Shark. We'll put them on after we finish everything else as far as our base face. So let me show you what we're using today. And I was questioning myself, like, why do I want this palette? And hey, you missed you missed something, and it was just like, oh no, a graphic sexual comment. I was like, oh no. So this is, of course, Petalmorphosis that we've been seeing for a while now, and this is called Mothership Bijou Brilliance Jewel Temptation. And Bestie sent me this. She has seen it at she has seen it at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, and I'm like, oh, how much was that? So she sent it to me. So we're using this today because I thought for our last look we will pair Pat with Pat. And the look I did a couple days ago, we did use the Mothership, the Celestial Nirvana Mothership. I'm putting someone on timeout again, y'all, excuse me. Oh, I got rid of them, Dawn, because that, what is this? Y'all, I be noticing stuff and I be like, where did that come from? The hell? All right, let me prime my eyes. So, you know what? No, let me finish the face first, y'all. You can tell I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. So we're grabbing 2 bronzers at random, and we have deep level 9 and deep level 10. So we're going to put these on. So I'm back to using 2 bronzers as well as still using 2 blushes. Yeah. Just so you know, Janet, I mentioned you in a couple of my videos because I was being more conscious of using equal numbers of shadows from each palette that I was pairing, because when you had said I'm using less and less, I was like, damn, like she's right. And so I did mention you in a couple of videos, like, yeah, I'm making sure I use or at least try to use equal numbers, because I really was using less and less. This is pretty. I'm here for the blush draping. Sounds like you're having some Thursday on this Monday. Yeah. That was like the worst. Like that would be for my Miss Dion on Fet channel. That's not for the makeup channel. Yeah, I was just like, nah, we ain't doing that over here. We are not. Kind of caught me off guard too, because I've never had anything like that before. And this is deep level 10. Deep level 10 show the rosy on me. So we're going to put this right here. And we're only going to put this a little bit. So between these two, deep level 9 is a little darker than 10. So this is 9 back here, and this is 10. Isn't that weird? I forget her name. She tagged me, and she put a video clip of my video in her video when I was the first video I did about makeup and tariffs, and I was going through like, okay, House Labs, Italy, this one, Italy. So she did a whole video on it. And she tagged quite a few people, and she did put clips of their videos in her video too. And I'm like, oh, but I forget her name. And I think I put it on my community tab. I am pretty sure I put her video on my community tab. I'm picking 2 House Labs blushes at random. Oh, Lord, we have a size sky. We have a size sky. And lavender blonde. So these are what they look like together. So we're going to put both of these on today. And something that she said that I was like, oh, she said, and I'm being lazy using the same brush. She has said that she's not sure if, which we won't be until it happens, if prices for makeup and skincare will go up, or if they're just going to use cheaper ingredients. And I'm like, And so her suggestion is take a picture of the ingredient list on your products, so like down the road you would know. But because my skin is the way it is, like if something works now and it doesn't work, the next time I buy it, then I will know that chances are the formula has changed, even though our skin changes too. And so while I was editing yesterday's video today, I did go online. So instead of taking the pictures of it, because then how tiny is that print, right? I was copying and pasting the ingredient list, and I think I have like 3 more things to do. And I'm thankful for the websites where it has ingredients and it's the full list, because some of them it'll have a full list, then it'll say refer to packaging for possible changes or whatever. But most of them, they do have like just the list without that disclaimer saying it may be different on the packaging than on the website. So this is a size guy, so it does work. Just gotta keep blending it, because this excuse me, I was thinking if I did that part of the intro, and I did, about the hiccups and stuff. So this is lavender blonde. So we're just going to put that like right here, using the same brush. What surprises me is that even using the same brush, like it picks up whatever product you're using. Because you would think, okay, I use this for bronzer, wouldn't it still look darker? And no, unless it's just these blushes because they're pigmented. But and even when I use the same brush for highlighter, what was highlighter? I don't know what I was saying. Even using this blush for highlight, like the blush doesn't come through, the bronzer doesn't come through. So this is my Janessa cheek situation with 2 blushes on, and I am digging it. I am hooked. And just because we can, we're going to pick 2 House Labs highlighters. And now watch me pick raw copper and chocolate opal. Nope, golden pyrite and chocolate opal. So this is golden pyrite. Chocolate opal we kind of use as a shimmery bronzer. So these are what they look like together. Yeah. And so for flat lays, I would rather pay a little more for the same or better formula rather than paying the same price for cheaper, less effective ingredients. Absolutely. Hi, Nice Star. Is your name Maria? Because I feel like it is. And I don't want to, but then I'm thinking I might be wrong. It's good to see you. So usually I put bronzer on my nose, but I forgot, so we're putting blush on the nose. So we're going to take this on the tip of the brush, and we're going to put this here. And I realized I do highlighter different too, because most people just do like right here. I don't know why I do all of this. I know I like it though. Okay, it's good to see you. Yes, so Nice Star Beauty is Maria. I watch a lot of YouTube on my TV, which I can't comment from the TV, so that's why you don't see me sometimes in your comment section. Now we're going to take this chocolate opal and we're just going to very lightly. I'm just barely tapping, and that's all we're going to do with that. And now, yo, I be doing the most. This is Mood Light from Hourglass. So we're going to just swirl it. And you see how it picks up though. So we're going to put that under here. So we just tap twice because it does brighten. So it makes my bag look shiny. Hey, how y'all doing? How you doing? Did y'all used to watch her back in the day? I think that was like the late 90s when I used to watch her, Wendy Williams. Or do we want this all over the face? Let's just go for it. So we're just getting it all over the brush. All over the brush. And we're just going to put it all over. And then we're going to spray the face, prime the eye, and get into this eye look. Yeah. This is a skill. When you can put all this on, and it don't look like a lot. Okay, Scandinavia spray. I'll show y'all again what we're using before I prime my eye. I started doing 2 pictures for flat lays because everything doesn't fit, especially now that I'm using two blushes and 2 highlighters. Sometimes I use 2 Hourglass powders. So one, I just decided this yesterday. So one, I'm trying to figure out where to put this brush. So for one flat lay, it's just a picture of the palettes, and the other one is all the other stuff. So Petalmorphosis plus Jewel Temptations. These are what we're pairing today. Yeah, I haven't looked at it to see what we're gonna do. Similar color story minus the greens. Yeah, this is similar. This does have that, well, this deeper matte and this one, so that's cute. You've always wanted Jewel Temptations. You should have jumped on it when my spray just fell. When Grace has showed it in one of her TJ Maxx videos, or no, it was a short. I texted, I'm like, how much was that pep? And so she wrote me back, and that's how I got it. It was like very inexpensive because my thought was I was going to get the quad that just had like the 4 shades in it, like this gold, this, and I think this one is something else, and then mine does too. And so that was my thought. Wait for like a 30 or 40% off sale and get the quad. This was half the price of what the quad would be if it was on sale, and I forgot it had blushes in here. I would have used those. Maybe we'll still put those on. We'll see. So these are what we're pairing today. I haven't pulled out any brushes. The ones that are further away, my eyeliners, they do have better stuff, but it's like I don't always want to drive, a half hour just hoping that they have something, you know what I mean? Well, something that I want. But yeah, so that's how this came into my possession. I was like, how much was that? It was very inexpensive. So this one is Stay the Night. My TJ Maxx and places like that never have anything with. I hear you. That's how mine is. It doesn't look like a thrift store anymore. because they started locking stuff up. And so people can't get the stuff to just open it and just leave it wherever. You might be looking at socks and see a lipstick. I'm like, the hell? This don't belong here. This don't belong here. And it's a shame that they had to do that, but I do understand it because people got some sticky fingers. So this is my inner rim where I'm putting this on. Maria, do you have Petalmorphosis palette? So no one else really gave an answer, so I guess I'll just put it in my store. Because I think, and I think like we kind of think the same here, some of us, and so I understand it while y'all like, nah. Makes me think they're sending good stuff to certain places. I think it depends on what store buys it, because TJ Maxx doesn't buy from the Petalmorphosis palette from Pat McGrath. Because what I think happens is that certain stores will buy things that they think will sell quick or sell quick, and that they don't, and so they need to remove stock for new stuff coming in. And so if something's not selling the way they thought it would, they sell it to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, whatever. And so I think whatever stores are buying it that deal with our local TJ Maxx, I think they just be like, we ain't gonna buy it. Or, the demographic of the area is not considered, what's the word? I don't know. Bougie, I guess is the word. Because when I go to other areas, and the area I live in is really nice, but where the TJ Maxx is where Marshalls is still just kind of like, But if I go into Wilmington, like a half hour away, there's 2 different TJ Maxx and 2 different Marshalls. They have good stuff, like the good stuff in there. So I think it's just the area and what people buy in whatever area it is. You don't have it? Is this something that you're interested in? I asked a question earlier because I purchased this knowing I wasn't going to keep it. And this will be the 20th time that I've used it. And so I was asking earlier, like, should I do a giveaway for it? Like, do one last look and let that be the giveaway video? Or just put it in my Macari store? And so far, like, only one person was like, Yeah, a lot of us are not impressed with this palette, and some people really love it, and I love it that they love it. But like for me, thank you. That's from MAC. That was, I know I said it earlier. What was it? Pool Shark. All right, so I'm gonna open up these palettes while I'm priming the eye, so I can kind of be eyeballing it to see what we're gonna do. And again, I do like the majority of the looks I did. I did a halo look that did not come out well because the lighter shades in here, they just blended in. And so this whole area was lit, which made it look puffier. And y'all know I don't like my halos where that whole area is puffier, but I thought the shades were going to show up darker. I don't know why after all this time I thought they were, but I need to add stuff to my Macari store, too much stuff. And my Macari store, it's like only a little bit of stuff in there. And sometimes I think of getting rid of it. I like the type of palette, but I probably wouldn't use it much at all. And I think there's 2 camps. Like either, I don't know, I think there's 3 camps. I think there's the stand camp where they're going to buy it, they love it, this is their color story, it's their vibe, and they're going to get a lot of use out of it, or at least feel excited to use it. And the second camp is like me, okay, just out of curiosity, knowing it wasn't my vibe, but let's just see. And the third camp, I think, are people who love the brand. They do love the motherships, but it's not quite their vibe either, but they still got it. And so that camp, I don't know if they'll get a lot of use out of it, but sometimes we just want to have something, you know what I mean? And even though we might use it once every 5 months, we still love it, you know what I'm saying? So those are the different camps I see, because I see other videos too when they're like, oh, I really like it. But then after something's new, you don't see it again ever on a channel unless they're doing a roundup or, a speed review or something like that. So it is hard to gauge like who's in what camp. But Yeah, but so far, it's like, to me, it seems like people either really love it or they're just like, yeah. You know what I mean? Because even if I really liked, I mean, I would really have to like light colored shimmers for this palette to really touch me. But then I have like Notoriously Morbid palettes that are all dual chrome, multi chrome shimmers, metallics that show up on me better than these metallics in here. So, and that's why I was like, I wouldn't keep it just as a companion palette because I have other shadows, other brands that show up better on me, my complexion, my undertone than those. This one is coming straight out. This side is kind of drooping. And so I'm trying to get the primer straight because it does play a role into how my wing shadow looks. It feels like something in this eye, and it felt like that earlier too when I first woke up, and then it stopped and now it's back. So this is Groundwork Paint Pot over top of the Fenty primer. It could be my imagination, but I think this makes my eye makeup removal easier, even though it is easy using a Neutrogena wipe with Scandinavia, the makeup finishing spray, makeup remover spray on it. But I do think, it just seems, but it might be in my mind. It might be. So, I like the height. Oh, okay, I already read that one. Thank y'all for being here. I don't think I scheduled Thursday. No, I didn't schedule Thursday's live or not. And I have in there like what we're going to do for that video. Well, that live stream. But I can't remember what it is. I'll schedule that later tonight. So leave that out so I can take a picture of that later. All right, so I'm looking at these palettes and maybe I don't know. So this is what they look like, and it's always a challenge. But I do like that this has more of the brownish neutral tones in it because for me, it may or may not help ground the shimmers in here, but then I don't know because the darker shades in here are not that dark, except this one. And for this to be a brown, like that's not that dark either. And so, but we're going to do it. We're going to, good grief, Charlie Brown. I washed my brushes that I used yesterday today, so those aren't dry. So these are all fresh brushes. But I do wash brushes after I use them. Well, before I reuse them, I should say. We're going to take, damn it. Y'all, we're going to take this shade right here. I'm really just like, because I know it's going to be a light look. And so I'm just, and I want something darker. Oh, this is surprising. That's this shade. So I guess it, well, not that I guess, it has a flip to it because it's showing up pink. Oh, that's surprising. So do I want to just go monochromatic pink and purple? There's no purples. So how are y'all doing today? What's new wherever you are in the world? Y'all, I am so slow. I just found out today from seeing a thumbnail on YouTube that what some are thinking is why 47 is going after Harvard, is because his son did not get accepted. Barron did not get accepted. Took your niece to a carnival. Oh, carnivals are so much fun. And I didn't know that. And so I texted a friend of mine, and she's like, yeah, his son didn't get in, and neither did him. And I'm like, wow. So that's what that's about. Because y'all know when he does stuff, it is personal. He be having his temper tantrums. That just kind of blended in. All right, so let's go to the next shade. What is going to be the next shade, y'all? We're going to take this one here. I'm trying to remember, Janet, to count how many from each palette that I'm using. You heard that? Yeah, I didn't know till today. And so I texted a friend of mine, and she was like, yeah, neither him or his son. And I'm just like, damn. So that's why he's going after Harvard, because they wouldn't let his little boy in. Like, how dare you say he's inferior? or not suitable to come to such a prestigious university. I mean, I think it's funny, but it's not funny. You know what I mean? It's funny, like, really, he just hurt your ego. Harvard hurt your ego, and so you're trying to flex. Just throwing another tantrum, basically. Yeah, and that's how I tell people. He is a child. He doesn't like something that temper tantrums. And I don't know what happened with him and Putin, but now he's mad at Putin. And I'm just like, I put 2 videos yesterday, and not that I'm a political channel, but it was interesting. Coca-Cola is leaving the United States. And I was like, oh, damn. And I thought about you, Tanya, because I know you love your Coca-Cola. And there was another video I watched saying about something. And today I watched a video about Canada and like how they're, creating stuff and, trade relations with other nations like other nations are doing because of 47's tantrums. But so some stuff to me is just interesting. It's just like, wow. It's like, everybody doesn't need to sit on the United States lap, but 47 don't know that. But now we're going to move over to the Petalmorphosis palette. Me too, Dawn, because then I'm like, what's going to happen with Pepsi products? Like, what's going to happen with Pepsi? Because I love my Mountain Dew. And I also really like, I like Schweppes ginger ale better than Canada Dry ginger ale. And I think because Schweppes actually has real ginger in it, and to me it does taste more like ginger than Canada Dry. And so Schweppes is a Pepsi product too. So do we want to go funky and take this green and then this green? Let's just do it. Vernon's all the way. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know. They might be next on because the way he acting, if I could leave and I was a business, I would. What I feel sad about are small businesses because they don't have that option. They can't afford to pay to have stuff imported to sell it without increasing prices. So some companies already are saying that they might have to close down because they really don't want to increase the prices. But so it's either increase the prices or just go out of business. So that's the sad part. Y'all, this is the same thing is happening in Midwest, mainly Detroit thing. Y'all, I'm sweeping in between like I normally do to get a blend, and this ain't blending. This and both of these are pat formulas. So it is not, oh my Lord. Lord of mercy. This is the brush that had that red on it. Let's try and pull that over, see if that'll help us blend. That's another thing about this palette, because usually this one doesn't blend well, but sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know like what the factor is in that. But I don't remember having issues with this green not blending. This shimmer one. This is just bizarre. Yeah, so it's looking like it sounds familiar, but I'll say no, because I might be thinking of something else that's similar to that brand. Excuse me. Fago Pop. It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. That's a Detroit brand too. And I'm in Delaware, Tanya, so why are you asking me if I heard a Detroit brand? Are they only sold in Detroit, or do they ship out and sell to other stuff? I mean, ship to other states. Because some brands it is just in that one state, and then some brands, okay, it's in that state, but they do send to other states. So do they send out, or is it just like an in-state thing? Better made chips. I haven't heard of those either. Y'all are in your own world. I will tell y'all one thing about Texas. This is not fucking blending. The hell? Let me take that brush that had the red on it again. I think it's sold in limited areas. Oh, okay. So this is the brush that had the red on it. This palette. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, this is just bizarre how sometimes it doesn't want to blend. And I remember Janessa saying before, it was like a formula thing. We're going to dip into that red. But still, I would understand it better if it was like a different brand. But being within the same brand, I would expect it to blend. It's looking blended in person, but this is just bizarre to me. This is bizarre. We're gonna take that green. I don't even want to put more of this on. Well, we are, because it's not going to go where the red is. We're just going to bring this over a little bit more. You know what? I'm glad we put green underneath. That's nice. And that's one thing with like mom and pop stores. I love the aesthetic of it, and I love the idea, and I love shopping small businesses. But then it also annoys me. Like I only shop at Trader Joe's for like those corn puffs, or their bag salad and their MV apples, which are only good like Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, because by Thursday they look all shriveled up and they get soft. Because when I find something I like, I'll go a month later, they don't sell it no more. And that kind of pisses me off. So I don't shop there much. I just go for the same things that I know they're always going to have, because don't get me hooked on something and then y'all don't sell it no more. That ain't right. So we have 2 and 2, Jewel Temptations, Petalmorphosis, and Petalmorphosis. And this is going to be our second Petalmorphosis shade, this green. Because, like, what else are we going to put over there? So we're just going to press this right here. So we're going to press and lay, because it is an angled brush. And I like how that looks. I'm trying to keep the line straight, which for me is challenging. And that tool Janessa sent me is sitting right here, and I haven't used it yet, depending on the fruit. I like a firm fruit. Yeah, and I like my fruit cold too. And I think that might be one reason why at Trader Joe's, their apples get soft, because they're not in the refrigerated section. At BJ's, it's in the refrigerated section. And at Trader Joe's, it's just sitting out in the heat of the day, or however humid it is in the store or whatever. Because one time I went, their MV apples was the size of like softballs. I lie to you not. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so I got a bunch. And then later in the week, me and my neighbor went, and I'm like, I'm going to get some more MV apples. They look like little baseballs versus softballs. And they were soft. I was just like, what? And she said they get their deliveries on the weekend. So I'm like, oh, okay. And even when I was looking at bagels, they didn't look too good. Because when I went with her, it was like a Thursday or Friday. She said you have to come on a Sunday or a Monday for their bagels. And I'm like, damn. I just want to go to a store and shop. I don't want to have to plan out my whole week just to go to Trader Joe's. But of course the shapes are not the same. But that's okay. When apples are soft, they have a milk. They do. I don't like it. So I always put all of my fruit in the refrigerator, because I just like cold fruit. And the only fruit that I like warm or cooked is like apple pie. Other than that, like, don't give me no peach cobbler. I don't want no whatever else. No, I like my fruit cold and raw. So this is what we got. And so these two greens work well together, and y'all saw that we just patted. And so that's looking really nice, and I ain't starting to sweat. So now we are going to go back into, get my E45s from Sigma. And we're going to, for our transition shade, well, under my brow actually, this shade right here. I need to use this more. I haven't used this a lot. I think this might be my 3rd or 4th time. For me, they don't turn quick. I don't put them in the refrigerator, though. I do not put bananas in the refrigerator. I like them when there's just like a few brown spots. Just a few. Just a few. And I usually might only get like 5 or 6, and then I just eat one every day. But yeah, I don't like... And some people wait till they turn dark, and then they use it for like banana bread or something like that. But y'all know I don't be cooking like that, so... And I haven't actually even purchased bananas in a while. Because at BJ's, they're usually green. And I'm like, how long would I need to sit these in a paper bag for them to get ripe? And so I don't buy bananas from BJ's. And so this is the look so far. And I do like this look. We're going to use something from Petalmorphosis for our brow arch. I am starting to sweat. Just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take the brush that we love, this brush, for our brow arch highlight. We haven't used this recently for brow arch highlight. I do like this look. I do. And we're going to use that shade there. And we're only going to just put it right here. Right there. So you see it does show up purple, but then you don't see it, which is how I like my arch highlight to look. So I wish I could remember what Thursday's live was going to be, because then I would tell y'all. I really don't remember. But I do have a Petalmorphosis Plus video going up tomorrow and on Wednesday and on Friday. Even though this is actually the last one. But yeah. So we are going to do our lower lash line. So we have 1, 2, 3 from Jewel Temptations, 1, 2, 3 from Petalmorphosis. So we can do 2 different shades lower lash line, 1 from each palette. I want to go into that purple from, I want to use this one, but I'm trying to figure out if that'll be darker than this one. We're going to take this one and put this on the first half of our lower lash line. You get them green and sit them in the sun in my kitchen window and eat them as they ripen. Yeah. My kitchen has a see-through, but it's to my living room. So that wouldn't be an option for me, but yeah, I don't, yeah. Because when I get something to eat, I want to eat it soon. But it would be handy though, like if I wasn't going to eat them right away. Or like how I buy 5, or excuse me, how I buy 5 or 6 and just eat like one every day. Yeah, my grandmother, oh my gosh, she would keep a fruit bowl on her kitchen table. Y'all, sometimes that fruit would be so shriveled up looking, I'm just like, she'd be like, here, have an orange. I'm like, no, thank you. I would be like, that don't look good. And I'm going to take this purple from this palette. Yeah, I would just be like, you're not a huge fan of fruit. I love grapes, and I love freezing them. Putting, like after I wash them, of course, put some in a freezer bag and put them in the freezer. And then like on a hot summer day, take the bag of frozen grapes out and eat them as they're frozen. It's like a slushy, like it's like a little slushy ball. And to me, that is like so refreshing. And speaking of my grandmother, I had told her once, so this was way back, she's been gone for a while now. Oh, that looks nice. And I had told her about that. Oh, you know, I freeze them and then eat them, you know, on a cold day. It's like a snack. And she had told me, she said, I tried it, but they had went bad and they were mushy. I'm like, what do you mean? So she had frozen them and then took them out and let them thaw. And then she ate them. I'm like, no, you eat them while they're frozen. I said, I'm sorry I left that part out, Grandma. I'm sorry. Yeah, so she froze them and thawed them and then ate them. And I'm just like, that's my fault. Because I didn't tell her eat them while they were frozen. But I love those. Ever get the cotton candy grapes? I've never heard of those. I have never heard of those. And where do you get that from? Like the grocery store? I have really never heard of those. So this is it for the eyeshadows, y'all. So we're going out with a bang. Petalmorphosis Plus. I do like this color combination. We're going to put something on our upper lash line. I'm thinking yellow just because it's going to be funky, but funky in a good way. The look I did yesterday, y'all, I used the black one. And y'all know I very seldom ever use black on my upper lash line. And so, of course, this is what we're working with. There's a lady at the VA hospital. She's brown skin, like she's chocolate. Her complexion is gorgeous. And she always have on white wing liner. And I'm just like, damn, that looks nice. And I always be like, I like your eyeshadow because it just pops like crazy. She doesn't have on any eyeshadow that I could see. But her being, you know, deep, rich chocolate and that white liner with the wing, I'd be like, damn, can you teach me how you do that? So I'm looking in here like, what? I don't know what to use from in here. I'm thinking really funky, this orange over here, because I feel like we haven't used it in a while. And that is Acid Attitude. Or I could use the pink. I'm gonna go, we'll go with the pink because that'll make more sense with the look, I think. But it should be very bright. Acid Attitude. All right, so let me mix this up here with some water and my stained lethal brushes from using them with the lethal water liners, which is just bizarre to me. Oh, no, yeah, this one is stained. All of them are stained. Where do you get them from, Janet? At just a regular store? Cotton candy grapes. So is it just regular grapes and that's just what they call them? Yeah, I've never heard of those. Tanya heard of them. What didn't you like about it? Did I say we were going to take the pink? I went into the orange. Did I say we were going to do the pink? I think I did. Damn. All right, well, we're going to go with the orange. Pink. Shit. Okay, so we're going to put this down. Okay, let me get out another brush. Looking for another lethal brush. And I don't see another lethal brush, so we're just going to use an Esom brush. Why? I'm thinking I gotta have more than just 2 of those lethal brushes. All right, I'm not gonna keep looking because I'm wasting time. You know what? Yeah, I do only have 2 of those because I didn't purchase extra. Well, actually, having the second one was extra. We're just talking about those grapes on the list tomorrow. What's the difference between cotton candy grapes and regular grapes? I have never heard of cotton candy grapes. Like, are they still just like regular grapes on a cluster vine? I have never heard. Y'all, ooh, this is pretty. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. You'll be able to see when I get to the other side. Oh, wow. 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 And autumn crisp grapes. I've never heard of them either. Y'all making me feel like I live in the woods or something. Like, I've heard of these things. Y'all look at, wow. This is really bright. And I like it. I know I've used this pink before, but I don't remember when. All right, I'm getting too excited because this is coming out thick. Like right in the center, like right here. They're supposed to taste like cotton candy, and they are very round in shape. That's interesting. So do they actually taste like cotton candy? There's a local grown vegetable and fruit stand near me. And what I thought was strange is they have a sign that says cotton candy for sale. And I'm like, you're a fruit and vegetable stand. Why you got cotton candy? And I know you can just buy the machine, but it just, to me, it just like sounds out of place. Because you do vegetables and fruits and you're selling cotton candy. Okay, this one comes straight. This one is on an angle. So we're going to make it thicker, meaning we're going to mess it up. I should have just left it alone. That's not too bad. Okay. Okay. We did it, y'all. Okay, so we just have mascara left. Pick out a lip, and we will be done for today. I do like this look. This is different, though, with this pop-in pink liner. That is pretty. You know what? This liner makes up for this being as light as it is, and I love that. So how on earth do they get a grape to taste like cotton candy? Brilliant. So is it something they do? Excuse me, or does it just grow that way? So that's my other question. Are they just naturally like that? Just like how there's different brands of apples and they taste different, that's just how they grow. You know what I mean? And oranges from different places, unless they genetically modify them. When they came out with them cutie oranges, they made that from science. And I'm just like, I don't want that. Easier to peel and no seeds for children. And I'm like, so you're just going to make something. I think the pink liner makes it look, I do too, Janet. I do too. And I'm like, so you just messing with nature and people buying this to give to their kids. I'm like, I don't have kids, but I wouldn't. And other stuff, they crossbreed, you know, other seeds for different fruits and stuff. And so I'm like, what the hell is this? I almost poked myself in my eye. And so, I mean, I don't know why they feel like they need to do that. Mix different seeds, make different stuff, and mixing stuff up. But that's what science does. The next better thing. But just give me what grew on the tree or on the vine. I really like this mascara. I need to put this on my list, my ingredient list to look up. So that's all we're going to do for mascara. We're not doing a lot. I say as I put more. Yeah. So now I'm thinking of, my lashes over here are shorter than over here. Because here I can see the mascara doing this thing. Over here a little bit, but not so much. Let's put on a little bit more. Ooh, okay. I like that I can build this up and it doesn't look clumpy. And I also like the Max Stack mascara for that same reason. I like the Hella Thick from Fenty too. That's how you get seedless grapes and watermelon. I'm good with the modifications. And you know what I don't like though, Janet, is the ones that say seedless, well here anyway, they still have seeds in them. They're just not black ones, they're the white seeds. And so I'm like, okay, you just lied to me because it does have seeds in it. And no, I'm not going to eat them. Scratch my rear end coming out. I know that was a weird thing to say. But, yeah, they still have seeds in them over here. The seedless ones still have seeds. And so I'm like, what's the point? But some people do eat them, though. I know some people that eat the black ones, still. Like, they don't bother picking it out, their piece of watermelon. They'll just eat it. And I'm looking at them like, okay. Alrighty. And usually it's older people that I see that do that. Oh, man. So what lip are we going to do today? Yeah. Y'all know I want a dark lip because this is a light eyeshadow look. This is a bright shade. That's a bright shade. Mulled wine I used quite a bit in the last couple of looks. Maybe we'll use Persnickety. This is a nude shade for me. Nude shade for me. Or, yeah, let's just do that one. Persnickety. Persnickety. Alright, we're going to use Persnickety. Yes, there are still seeds, but they are soft and then grapes clear. I realize I don't like table grapes. I mean, they are bigger, but they have bigger seeds in it. And then I'll be like, then I end up just spitting it out. So this is Persnickety from Notoriously Morbid. Why did I forget this was this color? That is what it looked like though. Huh. Alright, this is a nude. Did I buy this or did this come? I think this might have been one of the ones in the mystery bag. I do like it though, but this would be a topper lipstick for me because it's not really a color. Interesting. I must have forgot. Well, I did forget. So this is what we got. I do not eat pomegranate seeds. I do not eat pomegranate seeds. Somebody gave me a pomegranate. This was probably like 20, 25 years ago. And I'm like, how the hell you eat it with all these seeds in it? And she was from Panama. But I'm like, you gotta teach me how to eat this thing because I made a mess trying to eat it because I was trying to work around the seeds. And the whole thing is really a seed. So this is the look that we got, y'all. What do y'all think? So consensus is this will be in my Mercari store. Yeah. I think it was interesting while it lasted. Did 20 looks with this palette. I don't know who else can say that. But yeah, so these are what the two look like together. And we did use equal numbers of shadows from each palette. And so, oh, we're good for time this time. We're only an hour in, which is good. Usually it's like an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes. But so either today or tomorrow I will schedule Thursday's live tonight, and then what I'll do afterwards, maybe tomorrow, is go on my laptop and edit the description box and all of that stuff. Yeah, and I have in my calendar what it is, but right now I can't remember what that live is going to be. But next Monday will be our beauty budget updates and our roundup for May. And so that's what's on our agenda. And you'll see Petalmorphosis look, as I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday this week, even though technically this is the last look. Those are recorded Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I do like this liner, and I do think it makes the look, because this right here is like invisible. But we're going to go, y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you for your time as usual. And wherever you are in the world, have a good day, a good night, a good evening. And as always, self-acceptance and self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon. Bye.